This video will illustrate the installation of the Specialty Products Company adjustable upper control arms used on Toyota trucks. This includes part numbers 25470, 25480, and 25490. Please follow all safety precautions associated with the equipment used in this video and read the installation instructions thoroughly. Jack up the axle under the lower control arm to keep the suspension loaded. Support vehicle with jack stands if necessary. Remove the tire and wheel assembly. Remove the bolt retaining the ABS wire to the upper control arm. Remove the cotter pin and nut retaining the upper ball joint to the spindle. Keep the nut for reinstallation. Using a ball joint separator such as the part number 37990 or equivalent, break the taper on the upper ball joint. Secure the spindle assembly from falling uncontrolled to prevent strain on the brake line and ABS wire. Remove the clips holding the splash guards to gain access to the control arm mounting bolt. If needed, loosen the brake line bracket. It may interfere with removal of the control arm nut. Now loosen and remove the nut and washer on the end of the control arm bolt. Slide the long bolt forward and out of the frame bracket to remove the upper control arm. It may be necessary to remove other components in the engine compartment to get the bolt out. In some extreme circumstances, it may be necessary to cut off the head of the bolt and remove it in the other direction. This would require a new bolt purchased from Toyota and installed from the rear. Make sure the correct arm is installed on each side. Refer to the chart on the installation instruction sheet to set the adjustable ball joint for desired caster and camber adjustment. These control arms are offset in construction for 2 degrees of positive caster when the ball joint is installed in the 0 degree position. This means the range of caster is from 0 to plus 4 degrees of positive caster. In most cases, the ball joint will be installed with the SPC logo visible facing towards the tire. Now install the control arm into the vehicle. Install the long bolt through the arm and frame bracket. Install the ball joint into the spindle assembly to support the arm. Install the large flat washer and nut on the end of the long bolt. Lightly tighten the nut. Install the ball joint retaining nut and tighten. Now install either the new cotter pin or the stock retaining clip. Install and tighten the bolt retaining the ABS line bracket to the upper control arm. With the suspension loaded, torque the long bolt nut to manufacturer's specifications. Reinstall the bolt retaining the brake line bracket to the frame if it was removed earlier. Reinstall the splash guards. The camber is adjusted by loosening the top ball joint nut and sliding the ball joint to the desired camber change. The recommended procedure for this is using the alignment equipment's jack and hold function. After the tire and wheel have been installed and the alignment equipment is hooked up, adjust the camber to the final reading. After desired camber is attained, torque the top ball joint nut to 120 pound-feet.